and good afternoon. Yeah, after some maybe weeks already, now it's time to do some game development again. Okay, I have a rough plan what I want to accomplish today. Wait a second. Oh, this is the wrong scene, I think, I hope. We have tilemap test scene and tilemap test scene 2. Yes, this is the one. This is the one I want. Yeah, okay. Tilemap test scene goes away. Alright, so then. Today is 15th of February 2026. So, over the past 2 weeks, I've been thinking about, I have been kind of like stuck somehow, or not really stuck, but the development of the game has become slower, which is normal. And I have started to kind of like procrastinate a little bit here and there, like avoiding starting to craft the most important systems in the game. And one of those systems is cooking / crafting system. And that's something I want to maybe start today. Maybe. So let's see, goals. Stream goals. Easy step. Implement a fireplace. I'm pretty sure we cannot progress so far to make the whole crafting system work. We can think about it, but I think we don't touch it in Godot. But fireplace would be one step closer to cooking. So in order to be able to cook, we need fire animation, but I won't be doing fire animation. We could maybe do something like add smoke particles, or maybe placeholder fire animation. because I'm not that good animating fire, I know that it will take some attempts to make it good, look good. Cooking pan pot. Yeah. Yeah, I think with these points we have a fireplace, and that is the first kind of first item with which the player can cook stuff. Oh yeah, there we go. There we have it already. I mean, I guess this will become more complex than I thought it would become, because here is kind of like unlit version of the fireplace. Let's see if I was clever while pixeling. Seems so, because we have separated smoke, fire, grass font, firewood, fireplace, sand. Okay, so let me isolate the fireplace itself. Yeah, this is pretty much it. This is the base sprite. So let's see. Okay, wait, I need to. Okay, I wasn't that clever. All right. Well, okay. This highlights because of the fire burning. That's something I will put in later. It doesn't have to be implemented from the get-go. So Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so then... Oh, no, 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 wait. Um, back. Yeah, well, okay. This is the firewood. Let's see. And this is the empty fireplace. Yeah, it looks reasonable. Mm. Okay, I guess that's fine as the base sprite. Okay, this should be a little bit bigger than the base sprite, given that I want to add the wood as animation frame. Or does it make sense? It kind of doesn't make any sense. I could just import the base sprite. Yeah, I could import. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back. I could just import the base sprite for the stones, base sprite for the wood, and base sprite for eventually for the pot or the pan, which I will add on top here. So we're going to export this as let's see, items, buildings, collectible. No, it's not going to be items. Tools, maybe. Do I even have a category for that? Add-ons, ground handlers, helpers. Wait a second. No. We don't have a folder for that. So, how shall we call folder for fireplace? What is the fireplace, anyways? It's kind of like a tool, but it's not really a tool. Well, it is, or it's not, or is it, or not, or is it? Yeah, well, sure. Let's add a folder which is called tools, and we add folder called fireplace. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now we do have the stones, the wood. Fire would be nice, animated fire. Well, step by step. Okay, we have 2 sprites. The next step is to create a Godot scene. has so many things yet to be implemented, and I guess that's one of the reasons I go to that procrastination mode, because I kind of get overwhelmed of the things that still have to be implemented. But the only way to get out of that loop is just to do stuff. That's the only way. So we need a base script for tools. I will call this game tool, just to be sure. I'm not sure if tool is somehow reserved word, so, or I mean, I would prefer tool as the class name, but we'll try it out. We just try it out. It extends item. Class name will be... Oh no, it cannot be tool, right? It cannot be tool, or because Godot has thing called tool. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Okay, nothing broke. I have still bad feeling about this. I have still bad feeling about this. Tool mode. Oh, it's add tool. Okay. To turn a script into a tool, add tool annotation. So that's, I guess, the only not allowed expression. Or whatever, okay. Wurscht. So then. Well, just like anything which is interactable, I should have made a class called interactable, alright? But just like these plants, tools should be also area 2Ds. No, wait, this is not area 2D. Okay, item extends area 2D, so it's always... So item is kind of like interactable and it extends area 2D, so all the items or everything which is inheriting from item should be area 2D. Good. Fine. Wait. I have tool, item, and tool. Oh, nice. But there it is. It is already there. Okay. tools. Tool, wait, 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 wait. How can I be so forgetting? I have already items and I have tools folder and I now have second tools folder. Oh gosh. I'm glad nobody saw that. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, items, tools. Alright, there we have sense shovel and stuff. Alright, let's see if I can say, alright, let's see. We don't need this, we can delete this in fact, but fireplace, it should extend tool item, of course, and its class name will be fireplace, which means that we can, let's try to move this, should be all easy, move, no, 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 move duplicate too. Move, items, tools, move. Alright, should be as easy as that. Okay, fireplace, alright. Almost right, so, which means that we can delete this and this. There we go. Hmm. Let's see about collision layers and masks. This should be not obstacle, not collectible, destroyable. Now, well, it's not a collectible. Once you have crafted that fireplace, it's just, well, it's kind of fun. It is destroyable, because sure, you should be able to, I don't know, maybe shovel the fireplace away. Okay, but for now I will say it's just obstacle. Is it collide with player? Okay. Good. Now we have imported the mockup sprites. We have created Godot scene. Time to add some smoke particles, maybe. Hmm. I wonder how to make the smoke. Maybe just like as usual. Why? Why green? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh yes, okay, wait. Maybe that's good for a smoke particle. At least for starters. I'm confused. I exported this underneath Godot games, Nordic Valley, Nordic Summer Cabin, Tools, Fireplace, Smoke Particle Sprite. And it's not there. Let's double check this. So items, tools, fireplace. No, it's tools, fireplace. This is strange how this is working. I'm trying to save into a directory which I deleted. And I wonder why this is still showing here as tools. I guess it's somehow cached in as a sprite. That's weird. But we don't want that. We want to go underneath tools. We want to go underneath fireplace. And we want to press OK. Smoke particle sprite. Bonchy. And you know what? I would like to enjoy some music too. Something chill. Maybe something jazzy. Let's see. Jazz lo-fi radio beats the chill study to. Let's see. Oh no. Okay, now it seems to work. Okay, cool. That's fine, that's better. Time to relax. Time to enjoy the Sunday as it should be. So now do we have our smoke particle sprites? We do. That's good. Then we can just simply whoop, add it as a texture. And then to make this sick GPU particles 2D to emit stuff, we need process material, I believe. And it has to be particle process material. Not shader material, particle process material. Click. But what we got resembles kind of like a linear snowfall, so we need to pay attention to accelerations, we need to pay attention to gravity. So we could flip this as say maybe -10, -20. That's the right direction. We should increase probably the lifetime. Now it's 1 second. Smoke should be, I don't know, maybe between 5 and 10 seconds. So we could go something like 7. And then we'll decrease. Okay. This looks like sending smoke signs. And this looks like as if somebody would drop some water to the fireplace. So we should scale that sprite a little bit down, and we can do it with, at best we can do it this by display setting scale, because we have a scale curve option. We can start, we can at spawning we can say this particle is very small, and then it grows and then gets small again. So what we want to add is curve texture, and then curve. It's already there. Just need to add one more point. Boom. And it doesn't have to be that much bigger. And what I promised is I wanted to change the acceleration a little bit. Oh, but with gravity, I cannot randomize. I cannot randomize gravity. Gravity is constant. Let's see. Can I do the same with the linear acceleration? Like say -20. Oh well, that's not 20, is it? 2 minus 10. Huh. Um... Let's try it instead with velocity. So we want to go up. Spread should be actually minimal. Then I would like to change the area where the particle textures are being spawned. Alright, that's already much better. I guess I want to go. Yeah, do like this, alright. That's a little bit too much. Alright, let's see. This sphere size spawn area is a little bit too much. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, let's come back to just a few. At spawning, I would like to have it not just appear, but kind of like fade in from transparency. So what we need is color curve, and we need to define alpha curve. Yeah, that's cool. I wonder if it makes a difference if I say scale doesn't go up, but instead the smoke just disappears. Yeah, maybe just a little bit, just a tiny bit down. Yeah, okay, that's already much better. And then just adjusting the smoke color. And then what I would like to have is, okay, let's call this smoke particles. Rename smoke particles. Cool. And so what I would like to have is, I guess there was no randomization for the scale. We do have a scale curve, but let's see if I say 0.03 or 0.5. Okay, that should be fine. Let's see what happens then when we increase the intensity. Yes, okay. And I think it would look good if we say we go and add some turbulence. Maybe just a little bit. There is turbulence. Let's see what happens. Godot crashes. Almost. Well, yeah. Noise strength, noise scale. Now the particles got all erratic. Let's see what happens. This is something I haven't yet figured out at all, how this turbulence works. It seems that there is some kind of noise function which is directing the trajectory of these particles to a random direction. What I would like to have, the goal would be to have a little bit, just a tiny bit randomness in a sideways motion. Not sure at all which one of these knobs I should turn. Well, that didn't help. Noise scale. Speed randomness. No. Okay, let me try to understand this a little bit better. Turbulence enabled is a boolean value which is per default false. If it is true, enables turbulence for the particle system. Turbulence can be used to vary particle movement according to its position based on a 3D noise pattern. In 3D, GPU particles attract a vector field. 3D with noise texture 3D can be used as an alternative to turbulence that works in world space and with multiple particle systems. Right. No match, but it's not in GPU particles 2D. It has to be underneath particle process material. Let's see what we got. We have a bunch of variables titled turbulence underscore something, turbulence enabled, influence max, min max. Let's try to figure out what these other parameters mean. So this is just for enabling or disabling. Maximum turbulence influence on each particle. The actual amount of turbulence influence on each particle is calculated as a random value between influence minimum, influence maximum, and multiplied by the amount of turbulence influence from influence over life. Okay. Oh, there we have influence over life. Okay. Yeah, let's give it a try once more. So here we have influence minimum and maximum. Let's say minimum is 0, maximum is... If you put minimum and maximum 0, then we get nice upwards motion, but if we add just a tiny bit kind of like randomness bias, then we should see some kind of randomness plugged in. Yeah, that's way too much. Hello, Mitson Yar. I hope I can call you... No, Mitron. Hello. Hello. How are you? What I just wanted to say is, I think what I want to do with this turbulence is enable it towards the end of the lifetime. And I think we can do it with this influence over life. And what we get is a curved texture. I need help. Okay. What sort of help do you need? I assume you're doing maybe something game dev related, or... Just a wild guess. Alright, let's see. Okay, and then let's see if what happens if I say the influence can go much higher. Let's see what happens. That's difficult to say. Alright. You know, this is one of my favorite game dev activities, fiddling with these particle knobs. Okay, it's not quite what I wanted. Not quite. Oh my god. Look at how many parameters there are already. But it looks okay-ish. So I just started learning, and I have a label with a number, and upon impact this number goes down by 1 and then disappears. So that works all good and well, but the problem is that the label doesn't appear until the first impact. So you do have some sort of scene, I assume. Well, 2D or 3D, I guess it doesn't matter. You have 2D scene, you have a label in it. And a label there is, I don't know, impact something, yeah? And okay, it's just my understanding. Whoa. Okay, there's code coming in the chat. All right, look. Okay. So this goes down 8, 7, and then 0. And if 0, then the you say visible is done. Yes, all right. Okay, I understand, yeah. Yeah, the thing is though that the Twitch chat is not really a good way to how would I say, for me to debug your problem fully. I would actually almost recommend you to, let me see if my Discord works. Of course it doesn't. But I mean, let me give you a quick piece of information. There we go. Alright, so look here. So if you go to my about page, there is a link to my Discord. Alright. And in my Discord there is channel called Godot chat, and I've been chatting with a bunch of people already who have some kind of Godot problems, you can, you know, maybe the best way is, you splash some kind of screenshot of what you're trying to achieve. You can write what the problem is about. Yeah, I think that's faster. Yeah, the fastest would be if I would just call you, but at the moment, that's something I don't offer. I'm very happy to talk about, I'm very happy to help and talk about Godot problems. That's fine. Yeah. So, yeah, feel free to copy paste the problem in the channel, and then I can have a look at it. Oh no, we don't need to. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to adjust a little bit of this particle, smoke particle. And what I actually probably would like to do is have some kind of a variable which is maybe called smoke intensity, or, well, okay, yeah, it would be nice to have some kind of smoke intensity parameter which I could just set like 100%, and then I get something like this. And this might be maybe enabled when there's actually fire on the foreground. Fire is burning. And then when the player eventually goes and interacts with the fireplace and the fire is extinguished, then I could go down to 32. What I don't know is, though, how to adjust the amount of particles during the runtime so that it looks good. Because, see, if I say, let's go 120 particles, it starts from the 0, it resets. I sent some code, if you don't mind looking at it. Yeah, we can look at it. I mean, I assume it's not like a very complex project, so it's like, seems like a small thing. Hello, Stargate Blue. I hope you're having a nice Sunday. We are trying to chill beside a fireplace. Okay, let's look at your problem, Mitron R. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. This is my first free day of this week. It was pretty hectic work-wise. Like day job wise. Ooh, like talking about 12-hour working days. Talking about, you know, business trip or work trip. I was in Finland for the whole week. It was minus 20 degrees. Lots of work. And yesterday I was back at 10 o'clock in the evening. So, I'm very glad. I'm very glad that I'm just able to float around in my small, you know, digital space here. Do some game dev. Alright. 12 hours, that was just brutal. Alright. So what do we have? Thanks for sending stuff, Mitron. So we're talking about I think this is a Pong clone. And you would like to have a label somewhere. And I guess, let's see what the code does. Or what's there in the code. Static body. I assume this is the static body. And this is character body. Alright, so you have a label. And that's child of the static body. You do have a brick. And that's supposed to be the static body itself. Okay. Okay. How's your editor scene looking like? That would be interesting. Like, how does the scene where these guys are look like? Oh, wait, okay. No, wait a minute. So you said that the problem is that there is nothing in the label when you start the game, right? I think your problem is that you add the label, but you have no code which executes right in the beginning to say make this happen. So look, what you need is this. All right, let's just make some let's see, just a new script. Or, well, let's see. Okay, I'll just demonstrate it right here, alright? What you need is this, right? You need to put a ready function. I can write it so that you can, you know, I will copy paste this to the Discord. So what you need is label .text. It's exactly the same what you have already. String current HP. And yeah, you could you know, just to make sure current HP 4 to make sure it's 4. Like plug this in. It should work. Yeah, try that, Mitron. I believe it should solve your problem. Okay, then let's put this fireplace in the game. And then let's just chill the rest of the stream beside the fireplace. I mean, it's really nothing at this point. Really nothing much. Damn, yup, that did it, thanks. No problems, no problems. So... there's the question underneath which one of these categories should we put a fireplace in. Maybe buildings. I've come to the conclusion that I should spend a few weeks just thinking. No Godoting, just thinking. So boring it sounds, it's at the early stages of game development, it's really important to make the systems clean. Or have good plans, have good clean plans for different systems, different parts of the game. Are you making all your art? Yes, I'm making everything by myself. Berries, maybe items. I have hard times deciding underneath which category fireplace goes to. Trees, plants, berries. Now it's called items. I like the grainy look. What software do you use? I'm using eSprite. Yeah, this is the grainy look. Is what the people call pixel art. Which really means that you are able to see the single pixels. So then, and this fireplace goes to items. Yeah, that's cool. Way smoke. Well, this is one thing with talking about the grainy look is, and the smoke particles. You see, the smoke is not grainy. The question is, should it be grainy? Let's go and have a look. Let's run the game and see how it feels. Because this kind of kills this vibe, no? This is almost like real smoke. Almost like out of this pixel world. Yeah, I guess this is some kind of taste question. Wait. Oh, okay, it's the correct one. No, come on. Yay, we got controller working. Nice. Okay, there's some bugs, look. Yeah, that's normal. Wait a second. There's no collision. There's absolutely no collision. Of course there's no collision because I have this is area 2D per default, and area 2Ds, they don't collide. It is that they sense collisions, they are not creating collisions. Seems very dark, the smoke. Yeah, that's true. We should adjust the transparency a little bit. Yeah, well, I'm not. I think I'm not satisfied with that. Although it looks nice, but it somehow feels like it doesn't belong. But yeah, you know. At this point, it's not the biggest problem, to be honest. I'm usually very, very critical when it comes to some visual things. Like hues, colors, how things look. Even though it's like very, very first version. So I've decided to kind of fight back with that, you know, that feeling like, does it feel okay? Does it not feel okay? Somewhere in the future I have time to fix those visual things. If I say, okay, I want the pixel art look, then I just change the particles maybe. Let's see. One way to make it less dark would be to adjust the alpha value. Yeah, now it looks already better, but we could maybe make it a little bit lighter, maybe like this. Yeah, that looks already kind of nice. Let's see what happens if we adjust the alpha value and increase the number of particles. Yeah, it's that looks already better, doesn't it? Yes, I like that. All of a sudden, you know, it was just like two things I changed, and all of a sudden I changed my mind entirely. But yeah, that's better. That's better. You're talking about the smoke. Yes, I was talking about the smoke. A bonfire smoke is usually white light, gray, and since there is smoke, it means it's been lit recently, so there should be some spark of fire in there. Yeah, absolutely. There should be some fire. what I haven't decided yet is to make the fire with particles or the fire with pixels like this. So here we have kind of like a mock-up scene. Yeah, look at that. The mouse and the guy, they are grilling, having a marshmallow grilling session going on. No, but I think what I want to try just to learn animating fire. I haven't never really animated fire that much. I think I've made like 1 or 2 trials. Yeah. But yeah, it's actually true, yeah, that the bonfire smoke is more like this white grayish. So we investigate this to make like oops. That's a little bit bigger fire than mine, but let's see, bonfire with smoke. Oh, bonfire smoke. Yeah, it's light, but that looks like that. Looks almost like bonfire with wood that is wet. When you try to start a bonfire with wet wood, you get whole lots of smoke. Exactly like this. But yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's kind of like almost white actually. Yeah, talking about this, I got actually an idea. From another project. I do have a kind of nice smoke texture. So we could try to do 2 things here. We could change the color and we could experiment with this another texture which I have buried deep down in my computer. Have you been coding for long? Yes, I have. Well, it's a relative. Time is a relative measure, I guess. Let me try to think back when I started coding. Like seriously, I think something like 1997. But my very first touch to code was like 1993, something like that, like ages ago. Then there was some like very basic game development with machines, with PCs. I had access in those times until like 2002. Then a lot of life happened until 2019. And then I picked up again the game development, so there was like long break. But I guess, yeah, it's been a long time. Me sitting next to computer and coding stuff. All right, let me see. Let me see about that another smoke texture. How about you, Mitron? How long have you been coding? I mean, I guess you mentioned that you have so you just started one of the first messages. 2 days, give or take. All right. And how do you like it? Hey, look at that. There it is, smoke texture containing folder. Oh, come on. Where was it? Smoke, yeah, look at that. That's the one I wanted. That's one we get. All right. Some cabin. Okay, and then we go to items, we go to tools, we go to fireplace, and we have new smoke texture. I did some coding in the Arduino, but none of it seems to transfer to Godot. Yeah, I understand. I've also done some like a little Arduino playing with the microcontroller, with some microcontrollers. Yeah, I guess Arduino and Godot are kind of like different things in the sense that in Godot you have this well, it's kind of like object oriented, and you have this tree of stuff, and this is something you don't have in Arduino. So yeah, I guess the only thing which you can take away from, like just a little bit from Arduino, is the way how programming works in general. Like how you call functions and how you store stuff in variables and stuff like that. Those very basic things. But yeah, it's true. It's true. So... Let's see what changes, if anything changes, for the better or for worse, if I swap that particle. I think it's a big learning curve, but I'm in for it. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. That's good. Yeah, it's true, and that's what I wanted to hear. Yeah, it is true. Yes, that's right. It took me like at least half a year or like 4 months and like 1 or 2 some like practicing projects, which I never finished, to get comfortable with Godot. You know, like to do something with the Godot. And even then when I started to do my first a little bit bigger game, I wasn't completely comfortable, you know. So what would I say? I think like maybe a year or 2, and then I was like, all right, now I know most of the things in Godot so that I can do games that I want to make. Yeah, so it is a long kind of like long winding road. All right. So then, let's see. So good. It's just smoke. Okay, there are two ways to go about this. One is to just to rescale the texture. One is to rescale the whole thing with this curve, but I think that I want to open that big particle texture and just rescale it. Alright. It's this one, right? So it's like huge. 512 pixels. And we did have 32 by 32. Let's make this down to 64. Bong. Yeah. That's reasonable. Let's save this to smoke. Down was scaled. Point. And downscaled. Jump. Yeah, that's yeah, I'm happy. Yeah. Cool. We're getting there. We are getting there. For the past few years I had this idea of recreating this game I bought on Steam like 12 years ago. That's now no longer available and expanded. Hey, that sounds like a cool idea. And I mean, cool and good idea. Now I'm finally going for it. It's probably gonna be a couple of years before I get started on it. Well, but you have a plan. You have a plan. But wasn't it like the similar story with this concerned ape who made Stardew Valley? Like he was playing this, I cannot remember the game, which was the precursor of Stardew Valley. Like similar game, but the developer was like not entirely satisfied how that precursor game worked. And then he made his own game which became Stardew Valley, and the rest is history. So I like the idea if you have some like you have a cool game or game idea which is not widely available and you do your own. Own twist. That's cool. So oh, you know what? I just got I got aha experience. So I was thinking adjusting the amount of smoke by adjusting amount of particles. But what if we adjust the alpha value? You know, because like less smoke, no smoke, right? Isn't this the best way to make it like, you know, like this is the parameter. This is the value for the fire is burning. Like smoke with fire, active fire, or smoke at active whatever. And then the player extinguishes the fire. Maybe we go down like this. And then we could make an animation player. It just makes very slow fade. Like very slow fade. And gone. Huh? How about that? I think I like the idea. Let's see how this looks in the Godot first. Let's make this lighter. And let's move this a little bit upwards. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, it could be a little bit lighter. Mm-hmm. Okay. One thing which I think would be nice is to have randomization to that alpha value and color. We do have color ramp, but I'm not sure if there is a possibility to say, okay, some of these particles are like 50% alpha, some of the values are 80% alpha, some of the particles which are spawned are more white than the others. Not really sure how to make that. We do have hue variation though, but that's for hue. That's for the color. Each particle's color will be multiplied by this curved texture over its lifetime. We could try to maybe use that. But then again, that applies to all of the textures. I mean, all of the particles. So I'm not that sure what to do here. I guess we need to ask Google. This is quite old thread. Guess this is also older Godot version. 6 years ago it must be. Well, alright. There is a hue variation enabled. Okay. I mean, sure. Look here. Well, I just realized this. We could make several emitters. We could make one emitter which just has like 3-4 smoke particles, and they would be like on top, and they would be white. We could do that. The thing is, though, we need to be careful with these process material, because this is a resource. So if we go mess around with these parameters, they will be the same for all the emitters. So what we should do is take the process material and say make unique recursively. Yes, everything should be unique, so that if I go change parameters, they are not affecting this guy. So let's see, if I say just like, I don't know, 8, and I go to the particle process, and I say display color white. Okay, let's change. Let's change to like and a scale. Let's go with, I don't know, something like this. Maybe a little bit bigger. 75. Yeah, it seems fine, but I think overall this could be a little bit more transparent. So yeah, that's all right. It's already better. Yes. Yeah, and it will be much better than with the animated fire. And also what I want to add, absolutely want to add is like little blinking here on the stones. Okay, that's already a good start. We have imported mockup fire, we have created the Godot scene, we have added smoke particles. I promised to pixel a placeholder fire animation. Yeah, I mean, I could just make 2 frames and switch between them. The only thing which is required is to take the fire and just make like 2 frames. And that's the placeholder fire. Yeah, let's see how it looks. Looks good. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know, somehow playing with particle effects always ends up looking at least somehow decent. It's funny. Okay, let's see. New sprites. Well, there's something else than the fire as well. Okay, we need to clean up. If you want to give the impression that it's windy, you might want to add some side movement. Yeah, you know what? You just read my mind. I was just thinking about like the smoke should probably go like slightly here or here. Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like this should be a part of the weather system. Like there should be some kind of wind variable. You see, like these trees, I have applied a shader on these trees so they are moving in the wind. I guess I have applied this to some of these trees too. And there should be some kind of wind variable saying like, alright, today it's windy. Or moderate wind, maybe like different steps, like slightly windy, moderate windy, heavy wind, no wind at all, like wind still. These trees should get that, should be able to check that variable. And the fireplace should check the variable. The trees don't really matter for those. I mean, for trees, the wind direction doesn't really matter. And I'm not sure if the wind direction plays any part in this game. But if I say it will play a part, then the fireplace is affected, because if I say we have different directions for the wind, then I could just adjust, you know. That's another rabbit hole though, because then you probably want the leaves and grass to wiggle. Yes, absolutely. That's why I'm kind of already trying to hit the brakes, if you know what I mean. Not trying to run like or dig myself deep down into that rabbit hole. the most important thing at this point, in my opinion, would be to make all this, like the basic gameplay, the very basic gameplay loop working, and make that feel very good. Like when I'm just testing it, it should feel nice. It should not feel janky or difficult. It should be like easy and enjoyable. And first then I should pay attention to little details, like where the wind is, how the wind affects smoke and things, and or leaves or things like that. And I'm very bad at that. I'm really bad at that. I'm somehow a very visual person, and I want that when I make, I don't know, like a bush, that the first iteration of what I draw should look like almost like the finished version. And I guess that's not really good habit for game dev or in game development. Yeah, but that's just me. I try to unlearn that. I try my best to make rough systems first and then progress. So that said, fast forward with this placeholder fire animation. Let's save this to fire animation. Yeah, but then again, you know, pixeling is also my hobby. Like I do pixel art aside from game dev. So I do very much enjoy just simply pixeling some mockup graphics. And just enjoying the good feeling, like when I would, like some weeks ago, I pixeled the dog. I can show you the dog. It should be somewhere. And as I was pixeling that character, I was like getting ideas like, yeah, it would be so nice if the player could be playing with the dog and things like that. Where is it? Mockups. I think it was there. Yeah, look at that. If I would have a magic wand to point at this single sprite and say, make this alive, I would be so happy. Because I know that because this is isometric pixel art style, meaning that all the characters and all the animation have to be done in 8 different ways. Yeah. But yeah, I guess it's kind of like, for me, when I'm talking about myself as a hobbyist game dev, it's kind of like balancing between grinding and enjoying. Like I don't want to grind 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month. And not having fun in game dev. I can grind some few days or 1 day saying, okay, let's have a crunch and let's make this one system done, and then I mock up something else. I experimented something. Yeah. All right. I think I will enjoy the pixel art to I used to do a lot of custom Minecraft texture packs or custom items, outfits for massive multiplayer RPG game. Yeah, if you have some background in Minecraft and Minecraft textures, I think you will like pixel art Mitron. Hey AG, hello. Talking about pixel art, my shout out goes to Asprite. This is very handy. But if you say you don't want to invest, then there's a pixel art program called Pixelorama. How's Sunday? Sunday is chill. We have been chilling. We have been chilling beside a bonfire here. So we are kind of like having a how do they call this? A fireside chat. Yeah. Yes, I bought it also now. All right, that's cool. That is a good investment. You know that this program costs like, what is it? $15, $10, $15, something like that. It's just simply worth it. It is really worth it. I think I would buy it if it would be $30 or $40. That's nice. Yeah, so yeah, we're just chilling. How about your Sunday, AG? Or how's life been between the last time we chatted? Or yeah, I guess we chatted in one of the streams, apart from Discord, but yeah. How's life? It's $20 now, Asprite. Alright. Hello, Codraurus. Hello. Happy Sunday, everybody. I don't remember when we last chatted. Yeah, it's been a while. I feel a little bit sorry because I've been so busy work-wise, day job-wise. And oh, by the way, Code, I was in Finland 1 week. This week, yeah, I was in Finland, I was in Jyväskylä. It was so damn cold. It was so damn cold. I hope your heaters are working well. Heating system. Life's been good so far, trying to progress my game while learning Blender still. I see. Well, it's good to hear that life is good. And it's also good to hear that that there is a progress in the game too. I'm so eager to see the progress. It's been very cold lately, but we are managing. It was cold. Like it's all of, well, it is kind of a new experience if you haven't been in below -20 centigrades. It's like, it's kind of like slams against your face immediately when you go outside. It bites you, so to speak. Progress is in a page. We'll start blogging out this month, most probably. Okay, I'm so curious. I'm so curious. The worst it has been was minus 29 degrees. Yeah, although when I think about it, like the difference between minus 20 and minus 26 or minus 25 was not that big. Or it felt kind of like the same. Okay, let's make one more frame. I found it noticeable, especially after warmer winters. This winter has been very cold, isn't it? Like here in Austria, the first snow fell on pretty much exactly 24th of December. And it melted, I guess this week or last week. It was kind of like crazy cold. Never been that cold. By the way, Code, have you ever participated in Bracky's Game Jam before? I guess Bracky's Game Jam is ongoing right now. I have 2 or 3. Okay, I should have known. Okay. So it's kind of how is it actually in comparison to other jams? Like, are there some special rules? Wait a second, which one was the mumble tool? That one. think it's pretty much the same as most of the bigger ones. Similar ruling for AI themes load. Okay. Yeah, it started today. Yeah, so what do you say, Code? Let's go. I want to participate in one shorter jam this spring. Oh well, that's pretty rough, but hey, it's okay. I could burn myself out with participating and joining Cozy Winter Jam straight after. You think so? I mean, please don't burn yourself out. I could pump in some hours in the practice. Yeah, I don't know. I felt kind of exhausted after the Godot Wild Jam, which was the 1 week. And even though I didn't work for the entire week, I can remember sitting with nickname generator failed, with whom I was collaborating. I was so done. I was like, as we were chatting, like for the final tweaks and whatnot, and I was constantly just letting him know that I'm so done. Like, no more features. No, we are not gonna make that one last. We're gonna submit, alright? I was kind of like almost pissed that it because I was just exhausted. No, I wasn't pissed. It was just exhaustion talking. Alright. No, never. No, I didn't say never again. No, okay. It's the same thing like in frisbee golf, which is my second hobby, and if the round goes down the drain, I keep hitting trees, the frisbees are flying away, maybe I lose a disc, and then after a round I'm coming back home and wife is asking, okay, how was your round, honey? I was like, don't ask. I never play again. And what happens is then after 2 days I'm again playing playing around. But no, it's not like that in game jams. The Ludum Dare last one was really enjoyable. That was really cool. If you want to brainstorm something small, I'm up for discussion. I think, I don't know. I think I need to chill the next week. I feel like I really don't have too much brain power to brainstorm something, so thanks for the invitation, but yeah, I don't know. Tomorrow I will take a day off from work. And then of course I have some time now. What shall I do? And then tomorrow I'm jamming No, I try to chill. Then like next week, take it easy. And I think yeah, cannot take a week off really. Game jams can be rough and most like intense. Yeah, they can be, but I feel like they don't have to be. Like you can set your own pace, even if it's like 1 week jam. You know, you could just put some 2-3 hours a night, and you can still make something cool. So tomorrow we hear that you have whipped out a contained 3D MMO. Absolutely. Okay. This is the to-do list for today's stream. I feel like I have some... What time is it? Okay, maybe half an hour to do stuff. Oh yeah, one thing which I need to do is to put a collision shape for this thing. And then if you have some time, some minutes, then I could start to pixel up a pot on top, some kind of... Or at least look for references, because this is for everybody who didn't participate the first 10 minutes of the stream. My plan is that this fireplace is first item with which the player can cook something. So we do need some kind of pan or some kind of, what is it called, pot, big pot. Right. How are we doing regarding the to-do? Let's see. I have a Trello board, but I think I'm not logged in into Trello. Let me see if I can log in there. Maybe Google. Yeah, there we go. This is the progress. A stick with sausage on it. Yeah, or stick with, where was it? Stick with a marshmallow on it, like this. Yeah, but talking about the to-do list. Stuff has been done. There's still plenty of things to be done, and this is not even prioritized somehow. I only recently came across the important idea that I should not pay too much attention to the pixel art. Especially not polishing the pixel art or polishing anything. I should really concentrate on, well, this big to-do list point called prototype. And by this I mean having the basic gameplay loop ready, like minimal gameplay loop. And in this game it means collecting things, cooking things, and crafting things. Oh, well, actually, crafting is not kind of like in the center in this game. It's more or less collecting, cooking, and selling what you have cooked, or gifting, like giving as a present to someone. Another NPC, you know, like you make a blueberry pie and you go visit someone else's cabin and you bring blueberry pie and you get some, you know, friend points or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, that's the plan. And next week, in the next weeks, I want to make this like early cooking system ready, like being able to bring some collectibles, having the cooking system somehow, the UI, very rough UI ready, like select a recipe, check if the ingredients are there, and then just click, boom, then you have the dish. That's the one. And then what I would like to have next is the interior of the cabin. And the next step from there is then to have this market on wheels. And yeah, that's kind of like the long-term goals. Would you have recipes? Yes. I would count that as crafting if so. True, yeah, that's true. That's also crafting. Yeah, it's actually true. If I make a crafting system, then that crafting system can be used also for making things. Like I was thinking about, of course you need to craft the fireplace. So for the fireplace you would need to go and collect maybe 4 rocks. And then, okay, we could call that as a crafting system, and then the player uses the crafting system to pick up kind of like a recipe for the fireplace. And so it could go to this, it could go to a little bit to the direction of Minecraft. Although I would like to have the UI presentation more like that you have a recipe book, as one central piece in the game would be a notebook where you have like recipes for the food, there is a map, there is maybe, I don't know, some hints like what you should do, there's maybe a to-do list, that's maybe also maybe some mini games, whatnot. Okay. Let's make the collider for this fireplace. So there's quite a lot of things to be done. The only way to get things done is just to sit down and do those things. So I really hope I won't get like some heavy job assignments. I think it should, like in March, April, things should get better. So I get some more time working on the game. Wait a minute. Why is it working? Oh well, I guess it's because I didn't assign any layer. I mean, I guess it should work like this. Well, it doesn't matter. So... what is happening? Varum? Miksi? Miksi se ei toimi? Static body? It has a collision shape. Do we have to go and check out, like, if the player is... Okay, look here. This is an obstacle. It should collide with the player. Alright, that's probably the reason. That's probably the reason. What? What? Okay, now it's working. Kind of. Oh yeah, we wanted animation too. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. And I would say, oh, maybe behind the smoke. So items, tools, fireplace, fire animation. Oh well, wait, we didn't really define the animation speed. Yeah, that's good. Oops. And import. Let's make it play automatically. Let's move it a little bit, offset it. Like this. Let's play it. I feel like the smoke is, as I thought, the smoke lifetime should be bigger. Well, maybe not that much. I don't know, maybe like 15 and maybe even more particles. Because now they are dying slowly. How about 100 particles? Alright, let's see. Okay, it doesn't play automatically. But I think the smoke particles, they should be shifted a little bit up, just a bit. Maybe like here. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, that the action here in the bottom is a little bit too much. But alright, it's a placeholder. Oh, okay, a little bit down, little bit down. I think it was actually fine. And you know what we need now? We need some... Oh shit, my YouTube is somehow kaputti. Can you guys hear this? Okay, now we are done. Yes. Oops. Ah, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Very relaxing. You know, I talk about giving an option to sit down, like on the log or on a chair, and just listen to the crackling of the fire. And then if you wait long enough, then the mouse comes, sticks out of like a little stick and starts to grill a marshmallow. Aye, this is what my... This is what I needed. You know, this is what's going on in the background. Now I got hungry and I actually would like to grill a sausage. Not gonna lie, I would like to make a bratwurst or something. Yeah, that's 10 hours of campfire sleep sound. But okay, yeah, that's a good starting point. I know that the fire crackling is in the game. Not yet. I should somehow get some good sound effects. That's one point on the to-do list, how to get high quality sound effects. Maybe you can buy them somewhere. But what I would like to have are footstep sounds, like on a gravel, on grass, something falling in the water. And then crackling of fire. And bird sounds, they have to be there too. And one thing which I was thinking about, what I was thinking about is, no, which one is it? Yeah, that's kind of wrong. If you go to blueberry bush and you say okay, pick, you get the whole bush. So I was thinking, if it makes sense, I'm not sure, but I was thinking if the player comes to a blueberry bush or a berry bush, whatever kind, or maybe even mushrooms, okay, and press interact, then the berries, they don't just disappear, or there's no animation, or maybe there's like small animation. The player crouches down, starts to pick, but there would be kind of like zoom in to that bush, maybe like shown as a small window, and then you could just pick the berries, like physically pick the berries. Maybe there's like one berry is already highlighted, and you just keep pressing X button, and you get like this satisfying bloop 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 bloop, and then the bush is empty. And that's how it works if you don't have this berry collecting machine, for instance. I think I would like to give that a shot. I think I would like to give that idea a shot. I use a website which is subscription based. You need to be subbed when using sound effects. Okay, how's the licensing conditions? So you need just a subscription to download the effects and use them, and you can use them then like forever. I suppose. I would almost like to purchase single sound effects if I would find a website which has huge repository of quality sound effects, then I would be ready to purchase like some, I don't know, 5 bird sounds for some euros. Would be alright. You have this subbed when using the sound effects, then you can stop subbing when the game is complete. Okay, but how do they know when the game is complete? Is it like you have to somehow provide a link to itch or Steam? But I mean, it doesn't matter if you have access to good sound effects. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. I guess it's time to okay, just a moment. Okay. Right. So we are then landing to the last few minutes of the stream. Let's see if there is someone we could rate into. I need to raid and run, but would be nice to say hello to somebody. I don't know, I emailed them regarding this and that's what I said. Okay, understand. Thanks for the stream, see you next time. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Like I said, I hope I get some more time on the upcoming weekends. Okay, let's see. Covino is there. Judson is playing some stuff. Have an amazing week. You too, AG, you too. Hope you all the best for the upcoming week. Okay, okay, because I really don't have time. I'll rate to Eldrian Dev. Not sure what they're doing, but well, you'll see. All right. Eldrian Dev. It will be a surprise. 3D game adventures. All right. All right. So see you at some point in the future. Yeah, I wish you a nice rest of the Sunday. And bye bye, I really need to go. Alright.